And we're back. I was just trying to record on my camera, but the battery and everything it just keeps on acting up. So, new video. Um, I think for a little bit, I've been letting both fear and everything. Well, fear, mainly fear, control my decisions, and like digging myself into a well. So, just to go into detail of that. No, I don't feel like talking about that. What are we going to talk about? My favorite inspirational content creator, his name is Shimon Davis. He is an African American male from Louisiana. He started his channel making a bunch of just ridiculous stuff. Maybe ridiculous to an outside source, but it's just he makes a lot of in-depth stuff about his own situations, his own ways of going about things, his own just just I can't put the words together, but about his own life. So I went to San Antonio last weekend. I don't know if I'm gonna post this or anything. I went to San Antonio last weekend. I had an amazing time. I'm talking about some of the most fun I've had since probably the summer. Uh, I went for a Cuban competition, but I cubed. I did really well on the first day, and then me and a semi-close friend, we went to go watch the live orchestra of Avatar: The Last Airbender. And when I tell you, just based off the tattoos on my hands, my neck, can't even see it. I'm a big fan, and I'm not gonna be like extremist and be like, yo, Avatar: The Last Airbender changed my life. It made me do it. No, bro. It's just, but it is one of the most beautiful cartoon shows out there. The meaning behind it is extreme. The lessons behind it is extreme. It has a lot of biblical senses in it, and it's just absolutely wonderful. So I went there, and it was like a 2.5 hour thing. And when I tell you I cried, I cried. I wasn't like hard crying, but I was crying out of tears of joy. I was crying because I was just so happy. I was crying because this is just a once in a lifetime opportunity, and I was just so happy, so blessed, so everything to get and witness this. So that happened. And then day two goes around for the competition. I didn't do very well at all. I did okay. I was tired. The 2 day competition stuff was really tiring on my body. But I went and competed. I had my fun, just not as much fun as day one. And then I went and seen both my tias, mi familia, I haven't seen in like 6 or so years. I'm not gonna make that joke, but 6 or so years. And oh my God, it was just like the show. It was a grand opportunity to be able to see my family, see how they're doing. And although they're not doing the greatest, they're alive. They're alive and they're making it every single day. But it kind of hit me a little bit because this is family I haven't seen in 6 plus years, and they're telling me stories about this and that about other family I haven't even gotten to meet. They're telling me all type of stuff, and then we get to the subject of my grandma's passing, and she was like, "What, Joe?" That's what they call me because we had Jose, my dad, and then we had Joe, me, or Junior, or little Jose Francisco, whatever. She's like, the years have been hard ever since Grandma passed away. I said, yes, I know. I know. It's like I was holding her hands whenever she passed away. And it's like the veins, the stress veins, transferred over to mine whenever she died. And my other auntie was like, no, it's because you're stressed. It's because this. I know. It's because Mama passed away. And like, at that moment, I was like resisting tears. Because it's like, although these are grown women, although they have lived a long and fulfilling life with and without their mama, it's just like the way she spoke about it was just like she was still a child losing her mother. So it started making me think about my own situation. My pops, his birthday was October 21st. He turned 68 years old. I'm 21. He is 3 times my age. He sends me texts every day saying I love you, but not stay strong. He sends me texts every day that I'll always be here for you. He sends me this and that, and there's that fear in the back of my mind. Like, yeah, Dad, you'll always be here, but you won't always be here. I'm sure that my granny told my auntie the same thing. That's probably where my dad got it from. That she'll always be there for them until she wasn't. So, I kind of cried driving back to Dallas that night, and then the morning driving back to Oklahoma. And in between the crying sessions, I turned on Shimon Davis about his videos about fear and relationships. And the video I watched was about him talking about his ex-girlfriend. He was like, my ex-girlfriend, she cut me off. She blocks me on everything. And me and him think, I'm not going to say we think alike, but we have some of the same views. We're not a blocker. That we couldn't live to, like, if somebody that we once loved tried to contact us and we weren't there. So he said this and that, and how his mom brought her up. It was like she got into school, this and that, blah 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 blah, and all he could say was that's nice. But like in the back of his head and his mind, just kind of heartbroken because sitting here, you want to congratulate a person on their achievements. You don't want to start anything. You just want to sincerely be like, that's amazing, and I'm super proud of what you're doing. And this correlates. But it just really makes me think that, one day my pops is gonna pass away. and everything that I'm gonna be doing in my life, I won't be able to hear those words out of his mouth. Congratulations, son. And I'm so proud of you. And that I love you. And that I'll always be here for you. And it hurts. And it's scary. So I went the other day and I told Dad I want to come and see you. We didn't talk about how I felt. We didn't talk about anything. I did what I always did. I just came and basked in his presence. Because that's really just enough for me. I'm a strong presence person. We don't have to say anything. I just want you to exist with me. So, moving on to like the present stuff. I had a partner. Have a partner. Had. I don't really know right now. But I've done a lot of messed up stuff that has inflicted her trust on me, that has inflicted our relationship, that just has inflicted a lot. And now it's like at that point that she doesn't do that thing that I love. We just don't even bask in each other's presence. We don't really talk like that. Don't hang out. Don't go on little trips here and there. You know, it's not like a pity party thing. It's my fault. But it just like makes me sick and think, damn. Shit. Being lonely is like one of the worst things out there. Being lonely and comfortable is different than being lonely and very uncomfortable. I sit here, I don't even think about too much, because if I start thinking, then I'm gonna do something out of the ordinary. I'm gonna let these, what I call demons, demon thoughts come into my mind. Go do this, go do that, crash your car, blah, 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 blah. It's thoughts that are my own. You know, what Shimon said, you say you can't control the birds flying over your head, but you can control if they lay a nest. So I don't let those thoughts control me. But I still sit here. Sometimes I let the thoughts flow. Sometimes I just distract myself. I've been trying to do stuff like go to the store by myself. That's a simple one. She used to come to the store with me all the time. Going to the store by myself is just, it was so hard. It was so hard. And that's crazy to think about. You get into this routine so much that you can't do simple stuff like that anymore. So go to the store by myself. Go grab some food by myself. Just drive around by myself. You know, trying to adjust to, I guess what you would call a normal lifestyle. And it's not like I'm super alone, it's just I don't have a lot of people up on this campus. And because of some of the stuff I did towards that girl, um, most of the people on the team don't really favor me. Hell, my coach don't even favor me at the moment. So I'm not super alone, but I'm still pretty alone. It's been an adjustment. It's been an adjustment. But it's okay. I'm not saying that God put me into this situation because I put myself into this situation. All I had to do was act right. Instead of acting right, I acted out. Nobody to blame but me. Not on that. I've had these thoughts creep into my mind. You should go hit her up. You should do this. You should. Yes, say forget her. Just go do something else. I don't like that idea. I don't like my body being out there. I don't like my lust controlling my actions. So I sit here in my room, kind of as my own punishment, because when it comes down to it, I don't want nobody else but her sleeping in my bed. Hell, I don't even like people up in my room like that. I had a friend over, and I actually couldn't wait for her to come up to like get out. I don't know if I can necessarily call her a friend. She might be interested in me. I don't really know, but that's like a whole thing on itself. But she was over. It's like your room's a vibe, this and that. She sat in this chair that I'm sitting in right now. I did nothing. I just sat in my chair right there in Cube, and I sat in my bed and watched what was on the TV. Nothing. I was not interested in touching. I was not interested in anything physical. We made conversation, and that's about all. So it's like a little bit of discipline, a little bit of action in it, but it's all tied into, I think, my loneliness and fear factor. I'm scared of being alone. I'm scared of my dad passing away and leaving me alone. But all in all, I feel as if you need to be alone sometimes. That if you are the reason that you are in a place of being alone, then you should be alone. If God puts you in a place where you should be alone, then you should be alone. That even if you just need to separate yourself from other people, then you should be alone. There's nothing wrong with it. There's nothing wrong with going out there and making friends, but there's also nothing wrong with trying to do some self-discipline and not let other stuff control you. So, as I'm going through these motions, I'm gonna just, do what's best for me. That's the only thing I can really do right now. But if you learned or hear anything from me rambling on about my own situations, just know you're not alone out there. Everybody's going through something. It just depends on what that person does with that situation. So, this goes out to me. I love you, Jose. I'm proud of you, Jose. And you're gonna be okay. You're gonna be okay.